Hello from Just Ask Em. I'm Emily and I'm here with the Onyx Castro, aka Coach Onyx.
Yes.
Say hi.
Hi, everybody. Hi, it's Coach Onyx.
Yes. Just checking in here for episode 5. Yes. I'm starting out strong with all my favorite people who bring the heat. So if you decide you want to be a future guest, make sure you bring in your A game. So introduce yourself. Who is Coach Onyx?
Coach Onyx. Coach Onyx is a girl who was born and raised in the Bronx. And with that came a lot of trials and tribulations.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I'm just someone who's super relatable. I've been through so many things in life. So many things. Alcoholism being one of them. Rage, things like that.
The rage is part of being a Latina.
Yes.
And she's 5 years sober in March, so round of applause for that.
Yes, 5 years sober, and that's something I'm highly proud of.
Absolutely, girl. Yeah.
So you know what? Right when I put the bottle down, that's when I kind of went for becoming a life coach and a meditation teacher, and now a motivational speaker. I'm somebody who likes to be busy. I like to be busy. I do believe in exhaustion for sure.
Right.
I do believe in it, but I know I like to be busy. I like this busy life and having clients and doing something that feels productive, not only for me, but for society and things like that. So,
people stay young off of having purpose. You know, that's how you need something to look forward to wake up every day and keep going.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's also a different type of vibe when what you do is, in every aspect of what you do, it's helping. Yeah. Someone.
Well, and what makes it, first of all, I didn't even know that's when you decided to become a life coach, when you decided to stop drinking. And that's kind of why I like doing this, because I feel like life is so, but me and her, we haven't hung out, and I can't even tell you how long, because we've just been so locked in.
Oh my goodness, you're my hangout girl.
Yeah. So, but it's just time goes by so quick. There's so many distractions. You're so busy where it's just these people you're like, oh, I didn't know that about you. You know what I mean? For real. Even my last interview with DJ P Nasty, I'm just learning stuff as I'm interviewing him. So that's really the dope thing. But my point with that is it's great that you turned your struggle into life coach and meditation, because you genuinely have a passion for it. You've been through it. You experienced it.
For sure. And also I'm not going to say life coaching per se, but meditation and speakers. I always thought that was cool that somebody can do that, and I was always witchy curious. So I always wanted to know about what's up with crystals and what's up with meditation. Does that really work? I don't think I can do it. And this stuff and your societal beliefs and all these other stuff will get in the way of you ever even looking into it, right? And
there's nothing wrong with being educated on it, so you can even know, okay, I like that, I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
What
and
you
for
believe
my sons, I never even plants, for instance. I always thought they were cool, but I was always scared of how I'm gonna keep it alive. What if it dies? It's gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
But so one thing that people always did say to me was yo, you mad motivating, you mad pushing, you're this, and I appreciate that. And I've had people who come to me, and this is while I was still drinking, that will come to me and be like, you remember that thing you said to me? And I'll be no. But they're well, you said this and that, and I went and I did this and I did that.
Inspiring people don't even know it.
Right. And so, I would hear that constantly, man, you pushed me, you said this to me, you said that to me. And, it was when I put my bottle down, then I said, what can I do out of this? If I had people mention life coaching, I really didn't understand what that was at that time and so forth. So, so these are things that I was already aspiring to do.
You just had to put it together.
I just had to put it together, and I had to put the bottle down.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why I say, and a distraction isn't only, drinking. It's trying to keep up with people, fear of missing out, of always, there's a party this way, I got to be there, I got to be seen, if so-and-so. And it's listen, sometimes you got to step back, lock in, and focus so you can kind of get to the point.
Just people alone are distractions. If you guys, if you and your friends are not in the same path, they're not going to see how they're blocking you. And this is not like a hate conversation.
No.
This is not like your friends don't care about you.
Yeah.
No, it's just that when you are amongst people, when you all have different goals in life, some have goals, some don't have goals, you know, like... It's you know,
it's
birds of a flock together. How's it go? Bird of a feather flock together. So that's just kind of like that sense a little bit, right? Like, so if I'm the only one in a circle that's focused on something, hard body, anything else that I'm invited to or being spoken about is a distraction to what I have going on.
Because it's like you're the only one with that mindset and energy, and then it's like if nobody or anything is pouring into you or feeding that motivation, or you have an idea, another person has an idea, and you build off of that.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the biggest lessons I've learned in the past couple years is, you know, I always used to think like if I stopped talking to somebody, it was either because like an argument or something negative or like something happened. And then I realized, I was like, you know what? It's actually natural to just, when you're going on your journey and learning about yourself, and there's no limit with what age you're learning yourself at because we're always evolving.
Yes.
It's just like, you know, some people just fall off. And then it's like when you see them, it's like, hey, you know, but it's just like that, like you said, the paths don't cross anymore. And like, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's what, you know what I mean? Like, you might be doing different things, but as long as you see each other and there was never no bad blood, you say what's up, but you keep it moving. But being comfortable enough that, like, yo, if you're onto something new, don't feel guilty for that.
Yeah. And I think I like that you mentioned that, because like I think I've been through that before where it's like I'm evolving and I see great things happening. Great things are happening. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my friend's like, hey, we should do this. We should do that.
It's like a little bad angel.
Yeah. Like, we should do this. We should do that. Right. And we're not floating the same. They're not even interested.
They're like oblivious.
Yeah, but you know what? And it's our responsibility to not take those things personal, because again, it's just not their job to wanna. I want to say this carefully, because it's not their job to want more
for you,
for me, or for themselves even, because when I'm talking to people, it's for them. When I'm guiding, when I'm trying to guide, when I'm trying to motivate, it's for them. So, you know, it's not their job to want more, and it's not their job to be where I'm at either. So
because everybody's journey is the same.
If I offer it and they decline it, however they decline it, that's fine, but I'm gonna keep going. Like, and that, like, meet me there if you can. I'm not coming back down for you, but just know
I gotta keep the show goes on. Listen, the show goes on.
And there's no bad blood. We're just not. There's certain things that we're not compatible with, and that's okay. And we need to learn that in business,
that's okay.
it is that it's okay, and that in business sometimes goals sometimes can be a lonely process. It really, it can be when you got goals, when your mind is constantly going, you're kind of lonely with these thoughts most of the time.
And there's so much depth to so many things you just said. Number one being, let people be on their journey. Yeah. Because everybody's journey is not the same. Like you said, I think so. I used to be one of those people who I used to like to help a lot. A little bit too much, where, you know what, that's not even my responsibility. Nobody's asking me to do that. You're almost
carrying more than they are.
Than they're asking to. Right. That's that. And then it's just like you said, where I love bringing people along with me. But if you're not trying to come, I also can't burn the energy I'm begging you to. So I'll help you. I'll give you the advice and information. And what you do with it is your responsibility. But like you said, there's no guilty feeling in, I got to keep going. So, you know what I mean? And like I said, society or like people are really weird when it comes to, oh, she thinks she brand new. No, I just know that I deserve better for myself, and I decided to take action.
And you know what? And what if I do think I'm brand new? What's wrong with that? Isn't this evolving? Right? Like, I'm brand new. I'm not the same as I was before.
But then, like you said, not taking it personal, because in that sense, it's
because you can mess up the dynamics of a relationship. And even by taking things like that personal. We didn't meet this way. Right. So for me to think that because I changed something about myself, you have to as well, or anything like that, you know. So you got to still be careful with that, and make sure you protect the true dynamics of your of your friendship, where you are not putting responsibility on them to support you just because they're your friend.
That part,
that part is very, and then, you know, I had to learn that, because I'll have moments where I'll be like, my friend didn't do this, you're not, and it's like, wait a minute, they got their own entire
people.
life.
Yeah.
You know, truth be told, they got their own life.
Yeah.
They didn't sign up to be, you know, a promoter or nothing like that. This is not even their, you know what I mean? So it's like, really, we need to be careful with what we ask our friends and
or obligate them,
to do, because we might mess up a dynamic that's not fair for them. You know?
And like, I feel like in a way, when you learn to understand that the purpose of that is, I don't want to say weed out, but kind of weed out certain people who might not be, you know, fruitful for you, but also in the sense understanding how to categorize people where that's just a friend. Okay, you're a business partner. Okay, I could go out with you on the weekends, you know, and it's just like, you know, not to say that, oh, no, I only hit you up on the weekends because I'm bored either, but like, you gotta know your place.
I only hit you up on the weekends because I'm bored.
I mean, like,
all right. Is that not putting them where they belong? Right? Hey, I hit you up on the weekends when I'm bored. Yeah. I hit you up when I have a great idea and I need somebody to keep me accountable because I'm busy keeping 100 people accountable. Well,
that part.
I need you for that. It's really knowing what people, and you know, there's this thing where people be like, oh, they're just using me. If you cannot be used for something, then you are useless.
And that's respectfully. Yeah, and that's important too, like knowing your niche, knowing your purpose. Where like people this society has created being purposeful is when you got, you know, these statuses or this amount of money or this, you know, PhD and this certification.
No.
And it's like, listen, the little people got jobs too, because without the little people, there are no big jobs. You know what I mean? So everybody. And
I don't have a PhD or anything, but I've had conversations with people that do have PhDs, and my D seemed fewer. Seemed huge. I've had some conversations with people. Hello, and it's like, and you went to college for how long? And you're this.
And you know one thing I learned? I've had like, it's a blessing and a curse, but I've had so many jobs over time, and I'm like, I walked in the door with the experience, and I already had an upper hand over somebody who just got out and got their bachelor's and are now probably $50,000 in debt.
Yes.
That made me question a lot. Yeah. Because I'm like, well, if I'm going to be getting the same pay as somebody with 4 years of school because I have the experience,
right?
I'm good here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as you know, you have your day job as a life coach. You also do meditation. This is why me and her get along. We got about 16 jobs between each other, but it's great.
We're super Puerto Ricans.
So how long have you been doing each of those things?
So I put my bottle down 5 years ago. Within that, you know, a year in from, you know, sobriety and whatever, that's when I started collecting plants.
Okay.
And kind of like, I started channeling the whole thing and started, you know, getting into meditation, going to meditation classes, you know, being one with people and kind of like understanding the flow, reading books and stuff like that. And then I decided to really, I'm not going to lie to you, I've had a few people mention life coach to me, and I just really couldn't really
It didn't faze you at the time.
Yeah, like, I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds like, what am I doing? What do you mean? Coaching you to live your life? Yeah. And
you'd be surprised.
And I'm not going to lie to you, I was watching Housewives, I'm not going to lie, and there was this, which one? I think it's like Beverly Hills, I think it is actually. Okay. And there was this new housewife there, and she said it, I am a life coach. And I was like, that's a thing. That's it. That's a thing, for real. Like, you're like
the Beverly Hills Club.
Rich. And so then I was like, you know what? I pulled out my laptop and I was like,
that research though.
What is this?
You know,
research. I'm really big on research. So I always tell people when I give advice, it's not based on opinions. It's literally something that I research. Like whatever. Anyway, so I started doing all this research and whatever, and I was like, I can be who I am.
Yeah.
And get paid for it.
Listen, like, that's how you know you found your niche.
Yes, I love this. So, you know, I've been doing life coaching for about 3 years now.
Okay.
Same amount of time with meditation. Okay. Because I kind of started learning both of them hand in hand.
Okay.
And, that helped me a lot with my meditation, and that stuff really helped me a lot. Being mindful helped me a lot with sobriety.
It was like your own personal journey at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. It was definitely a journey. And so that's, what I've been doing. So the motivational speaking part kind of is more of a new thing for me, still working on that. Excuse me. And that just made me like, so my day job, I'm a facilitator, so I run the orientation department for my agency.
Okay. So
I'm talking all day long,
You're like, I gotta put this to use.
Like a brand new 23 people every 2 weeks type of thing. Wow. So I'm used to being on the stage and making people laugh. And you see me in 2 seconds, I got the crowd going. So I kind of I feel like I don't want to just... I like this vibe of being talking to a class and making them think and whatever, and motivating them and stuff like that. So I was like, I want to do this too. Right? Not just one-on-ones. This definitely life coaches. That's my jam. And then meditation. But the motivational speaking part to me is amazing. And this is why I kind of like also, I do the workshops that I do.
Yes.
And I have one coming up April 26th. And that one is called Goals and Affirmations, because I do have... a book on Amazon.
Yes.
It's like a monthly planner, and it's called Goals and Affirmations. Okay. And so you are, working on your goals, keeping track of your goals on a daily level, and then you're also making affirmations.
I'll attach the link if you are interested in purchasing it.
Thank you. So then, so my workshop, I decided to call it the same thing because I'm like working on this, it's like pretty much what hand you would find in the hand in hand. You got that. Thank you. So I'm covering SMART goals, acronym SMART. All right, specific, measurable, all those things, and then
I just learned that too. I'm helping her plan it, and I was like, oh, it's not just like SMART; it's actually SMART. I got it now. Okay, that's probably important to know.
Yes, you kept taking it. I put the dots. Definitely going to cover that. I'm covering budgeting because I feel like everything in life that you are doing. Whether it's goals, even if you don't have goals, it's important to budget, honestly. Yeah. And budget doesn't mean that you don't got money, or it doesn't mean because you don't make that much money that there's no use to budgeting. It really is. It helps you, number one, be organized. Yeah. It helps you kind of make actual...
Put it into perspective
and make sense of the due dates that you're actually creating for your goals.
I'm actually, as organized as I am, I'm like... I don't know how I'm like so bad at that. I'm like, I hate sitting down. I hate writing it down. I'm like, I don't know if it's like a fear thing of, oh my God, like I don't have enough money. Like to, if I put it all together and I see it and it gets overwhelming. So it's like I said, like people are surprised that, like people need help with that stuff.
I'm a life coach and I could use some coaching from time to time. Like it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like a DJ may want to like put a playlist on and not decide what comes on next, right? Like, come on. So, don't be hard on yourself in that sense. But like, it's important, for some people, it is a Band-Aid. They don't want to see it because, and I can understand, again, this is a relatable thing. Like, I come from no money at all. So creating a budget sometimes was like a joke. Like, I don't got
you don't
nothing,
think you could do it.
I got to pay bills. Like, there's nothing I can do with that. But even in my hardest times, I can say that budgeting helped me get through it, helped me feel better, and it helped me create better goals.
Well, that's the funny thing too. Like for me, I think like with budgeting, everybody thinks, well, I don't make enough money to have a budget. And what's funny is what I learned is really not how much you make. It's actually what you do with what you do make. And then, like I said, then it leads into, oh, wow, okay, I accomplished that budget. But now I'm at a higher budget. And like you said, that's the buildup, but that requires patience.
That requires patience. Have that much of. And you'll be surprised how much time you probably don't even need patience. You just don't know where your money is allocated. I don't know where to start. That's just, it is. A lot of people will be like, I don't got no money or whatever. And I've had them, and this is clients of mine, I had them sit down and do like a super itemized budgeting on everything. And this is looking at, the fixed income, the rent, all this other stuff.
Because those are bills that you're going to have to pay either way.
But sometimes they'll look at the list and be like,
Oh.
I don't even got to pay for this. Why do I even pay for this anymore? Like, and look, you got money there that you just didn't know you had, you know? So there's just so many different ways to look. There's so many different ways to look at budgeting, but it's very important. Like, truth be told, we're grown.
These days,
we got goals. And now I don't want to talk politics, but we really need to be on top of our budgeting. I'm also covering journaling, right? Journaling for me is always a good topic because a lot of people already do journaling, so they got it in the bag. But a lot of people don't do journaling because they're scared of it. They don't feel like they have the time. There's that, right? But it's like one of my favorite ones to introduce to people is like bullet journaling. Like, I am not the type of person. That's what that is.
My learning style.
I'm not the person that can just sit down and write down everything that's coming in my mind because I think a mile a minute. I mean, you see how fast I talk, so I think faster than what I talk.
The speed of your thoughts.
You get, we don't match that, and not even writing. So if I'm trying to focus and write everything that's on my mind, I'm gonna get into blanks. I'm gonna lose my train of thought. So I don't work like that. So I'm a bullet person. Bullet, list, and next thing you know, that's me. Some people, they actually need prompts, right? Some people confuse journaling with diary, right? And in some aspects it could be the same thing. But I like people to know the different styles of it because it is also putting something in paper is also a type of affirmation. Yeah, making it a reality. It's just real. It's just really real. What else am I covering? And then obviously I'm covering overcoming obstacles because we all got obstacles, all kinds of obstacles. We're our own obstacles. What is the obstacle and things like that. And then last but not least, affirmation. So, that'll be April 26th is coming up actually. It's going to be 12 to 3. We're going to have food. We're going to have photos and raffles and stuff like that. So that's fun. I do those workshops a few times a year. And they're always so exciting for me. I always get great feedback.
And it's not just for ladies. No, and anybody is welcome. Everybody is welcome. I know a lot of the times it's, us ladies gravitate towards doing those kind of things, but anybody is welcome.
Men got goals too, right?
Right. They got feelings. They got things they want to accomplish.
Right. So, and if you're trying to find women that have goals,
there you go. You're in the right room.
Right. Hello.
So it's like a little mingle too. So April 26th, 12 to 3. I'm sure between me and her, we've blasted it on social media, Instagram. The link is available through Square. And come check out a workshop. It's the beginning of spring. It's a great time to kind of just get regrouped, reset. Like you said, just putting those things on paper.
Yeah, and it's an interactive workshop. So it's not like I'm just standing there just talking. Like we are going to be working on this together. You know what I mean? You're going to be flipping pages and putting your own thoughts, and you get to keep that worksheet with you to always go back. And so forth. So, you really should check it out. You really should check it out. If you feel like you don't need it, then let somebody that could benefit from such an event to come because it's really, really good. I always get really good feedback from it.
Good. So outside of work, what are some hobbies? What do you like to do outside of fun? I feel like we forget about that part.
Because I've been so busy. I've been like, I'm already planning into June. My schedule's already starting to get plugged into June. But, outside of sleep...
And cleaning the house.
That's a every weekend thing, no matter what's going. It could be all tornado happening. If it's Sunday, it's getting clean.
I gotta clean this floor real quick.
Yes, like I have to. I guess spring is coming, so I am gonna get heavy onto the gardening part of things.
Nice.
Yes, last summer I put a little garden in front of my house because the house came with a bird bath.
Oh, cute.
And so I put a garden around it. And so this year, I'm really thinking that I'm going to try to, at least, I'm late to think that I'm going to harvest anything this summer. Right. But I want to try to start creating seedlings. So I actually got like seeds and starting to get the little plants out of it before I put them in like bigger buckets. And they actually give me fruits and veggies and stuff like that. But I did buy, so I'm going to say plants is BMI.
That's definitely
love.
your thing.
I really love it.
Yeah.
But gardening now is going to be like my next thing, and I've been thinking about it a lot. So that means
It's very relaxing to some people.
Yeah, it's relaxing. It can be a little nerve wracking too, because you're like constantly checking. And so now, what I already know is going to be issue for me is like squirrels. I know it. But I'm a cat mom, so it's like I have to keep my cats happy and around my house, and they'll probably help protect.
There you go. Okay. That's my home care guy. He's real knowledgeable of that. Like, how do we keep the squirrels away? I got you.
So I got like this. I got like the really big 10 feet, whatever.
The little thing you put them in, right?
The greenhouses and stuff like that. You could walk in. I'm talking about the big one.
Okay, you're going like all
I'm really trying to. You know, I want to at least like make sure that I can learn how to keep temperature and everything in there, so that when I do start to want to harvest, then I can do that.
Listen,
you know,
because Lord knows these processed foods. Oh Lord.
Yeah, I mean, I'm this close to getting a chicken. Yeah.
They're living their best life.
I'm an egg person, and these eggs are so expensive. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen, you better go to the country. We'll rob a little chicken coop or something, because
oh my God, yeah, their life is crazy. So it's like I don't know. I have a lot of Middle Easterns that live around me. So I'll probably be like asking them for advice and stuff, because they have coops and stuff already. My God. They do. I'm not just saying that.
They're ahead of us.
I'm not over here being racist. I'm telling you, like they got them for real, sis. I'm not just assuming.
In Puerto Rico, you go over there, you see chickens running across your feet if you're in a restaurant outdoors.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty interesting. But so I guess that, and you know, from time to time hanging out.
When we both have time.
When we both have time.
We're some dancers.
I am no longer a super late night person.
No, them days are over.
I'm happy.
11 p.m. A la casa.
I'm glad if I can lay my head by midnight. Even that is a little late.
I'm pushing it.
Even that's a little late.
You got to prep for that.
But you know, definitely not on a weekday. It's just not. It's just not. I'm like, if I could go to bed at 9:00 every day, that would be blessed.
I know I'm getting older, where I'm like, I'm gonna be home with my dog soon in the bed. And I'm like, it's legit, like, not even 7:00. But
I'd be like that too. I'd be, girl,
that's
please.
after 30s, y'all.
I'd be like just thinking about my robe. Like, and everybody knows that once I go in my house and I put my robe on, it's not even taking the bra off. It's putting my robe on. That is the shield of.
That's it.
F off.
There's no point of return.
That's it. I'm not going. I'm in my
grandfather didn't.
Listen, I got like 4 robes. I don't play. I
need to. I had one, but then I had to get rid of it because all the little fuzzies on it. But I gotta get my robe game up.
Shoot.
Yeah.
I have a robe till it's ran down till my mom comes home. She's like, ay ya.
Right, that's enough. It's summertime.
No, in the summertime I got the little silky ones. Baby, it's not because I got the AC on Antarctica in my house. So
I think we just need something.
Something.
It's like a safety sheet.
And my whole neighborhood see me in my robe because I come out and I feed the cats, and I even like get dressed in the morning.
Yeah.
I like, you know, I have a 2-story house, so like upstairs is where I got the bathroom. I get dressed, shower, whatever, perfume, anything. Robe.
But
right before I got downstairs, you know why? Because I'm about to go cook breakfast.
Yeah.
So I don't want my clothes to smell like bacon, my hair smell like bacon. So that's a shield, even when, you know what I mean?
That's one thing. If you know anything about Latinas, we stay fabulous even if we are in the house.
Yeah.
Repping Latinas all day.
For sure.
But you heard it here on Just Ask M. This is the Coach Onyx. Like she said, she got her event coming up Saturday, April 26th. It is 12 to 3 p.m. I am helping her host it. M's Escapes and Events. Let's go. And she is the talent. She's going to be hosting the workshop. And her and I will just be powerhousing it, working together and making the room come together. We got blue image photos. We have a dear friend. I want to say, are you ready for the food?
A real way.
Okay, that one, yeah. We're going to have some mimosas, some little finger foods, raffles from different businesses. And let's just really bring the energy together. As I always say, I'm trying to bring collaboration versus competition to Buffalo. Let's keep this energy going. The spring is coming.
Yes.
Let's start this.
Competition is at the bottom. Collaboration is at the top.
You got to keep building. So you heard it here on Just Ask Em.